Today on Talk About Outdoors, I'm joined by my cousin Hank and Cody the Buffalo from the Money Creek Buffalo Ranch in southern Minnesota. And today we're going to learn about what does it take to feed a buffalo in the cold winter months. Let's get to it. Today we're going to step you through some of the processes involved in what it takes to move hay from one place, our source of origin, to our end source. The goals of what we're talking about out here today is realizing the agricultural value of commodities. Commodities being corn, soybeans, in this case hay and feed for animals in the winter. This is a classic example of supply chain management, whereby we have a consumer looking for one product, in this case hay, in which case we are a distributor of that hay, using that in their operations. So a lot of this is logistics and overall supply chain. It's the middle of February and we're heading out to our first stop here this morning, which is to load up some hay from a producer who had some extra surplus to sell. Prior to the hay run, we had a big snowstorm and some ice and really frigid temperatures, so things were a little slick, especially in the back field country. So needless to say, the snowbanks and ice gave us a little bit of a challenge that you can see here, but hey, it happens. So tell us kind of what went down here, Hank.
Well, we came in and there was some hard packed snow over there and the trailer is too icy underneath. And we have a tractor loading us, so of course naturally we used it and we hooked onto the end of the trailer and yanked it right out.
Hank, how many bales did you get on a load here?
Usually we get about 14 of these size bales. These are soft core 5x5s.
Soft core 5x5.
5 foot wide, 5 foot tall. And soft core means that there's pressure in there, but there's not a lot in there. That way it can still breathe and let moisture in and out when
you're saying soft core, we're talking about this.
Right here.
So soft, how do you make it hard core?
More pressure when you bale it.
In the baler.
The owner of these bales, he considers these the soft core. They are a little bit tight, but you can still get your hand in there. A hardcore bale, you wouldn't even be able to spill a drink in there. The water wouldn't even go down in there.
And why is the soft better than the hard?
It really depends on user preference on what they like. A soft core, you can get away with a little bit more moisture sometimes than a hardcore. And they break apart a lot easier too.
For the animals.
For the animals. Hardcore, you have to really chew at it to get it.
What's typically a constituent of the hay?
It can have a lot of variables in there depending on what the person planted. But typically you can see alfalfa, orchard grass, timothy grass, any other kind of pasture mix like that too.
We hope to share with you a few things to give you an idea of input costs for what we are moving here today with these 14 round bales, each weighing about 1,000 pounds apiece. So just to make these 14 bales, we would need about 10 to 15 acres of grass or alfalfa fields, and at a cost of about $300 a bag for alfalfa for 3 acres. That costs about $1,200 for 12 acres, just for the seed costs, not including fuel, fertilizers, equipment repair, etc. Bale quality, as we discussed, can be impacted by its composition and the range in price from about $25 to $50 per bale, and for dairy quality bales it's a lot higher with the greater percentage of alfalfa. Those prices can be over $100 a bale or more, but as with all commodities, supply and demand is the biggest factor in pricing. arrived at the Money Creek Buffalo Ranch, which is also home of Cody the Buffalo, made famous in the movie Dances with Wolves. And after unloading the bales, we were able to have a brief chat with Derek, who works at the Money Creek Buffalo Ranch, to learn a bit more about the animals they have here and how the animals were handling the brutally cold weather here as of late. What do we have in the background there, Derek?
Some Scottish Highlanders, Texas Longhorns.
Scottish Highlanders, Texas Longhorn.
Yep, there's a couple of yaks in there.
Couple yaks, and there was I think a white bull, white buffalo in there as well.
Yep. Don't really mind the super cold. You just need to keep food in front of them, and they'll be fine.
Derek also shared a little bit about how long he thinks the 14 bales that we just delivered would last.
You know, it depends on the weather, and we feed other supplemental feed there, and it should probably last a week or so, week and a half.
Hank and I were talking about the native browse, or the native food sources for buffalo, and the hay and whatnot. Is it grasses and, you know, kind of the legumes, or what is a typical?
They prefer a grass hay.
A grass hay?
Yep, they'll eat more of a grass hay over alfalfa, and they'll clean it right up if it's
especially if it's cold.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. Even though we've been here quite a few times, there is always something new to see. Plus, it's great to visit with the wonderful people at the Money Creek Buffalo Ranch. Nevertheless, the day was coming to a close and we needed to pack up and return home. And when we have more time on another trip, we hope to come back and feature another more in-depth video on the buffalo and other animals they have here in the future. Thanks for watching.
Watching the hay being set on the trailer.
Oh yeah.
Just a thought.
Okay, we're gonna go and look at our
This morning I thought I was hearing sirens.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Supply chain.